Welcome to Toured Too Slow, and in this episode I'm testing and then racing at Cadwell Park in the Formula Ford. I'm really excited to be back in Lincolnshire. Feeling a little bit nervous. It's been nearly a year since I was at Cadwell Park last, and it takes a bit of time to relearn the track. I have been practicing at home on an Xbox, which is probably about as best as I can get. So here we go. Let's have a look at Cadwell and see if it's changed since last time I was out. As you can see, this is an open wheel session. There's lots of other cars which we'll be sharing the track with. Some are faster, some are slower, but we all act professionally and keep out of each other's way and try and optimise the amount of time on track and minimise the red flags. And here we are on track. On the left, Formula Ford 2000 whizzes past me. As you can see, there's a lot of cement dust that's been put on the track to mop up an oil spill from one of the previous sessions. The aim is to try and stay off that as much as possible, because you just don't know what grip it's going to afford you. In this session I'm not really thinking about pushing too hard. I just want to get everything up to temperature, make sure the car's running as best as it can, and get myself familiar with the track. There's no point sticking in the wall at testing. But unfortunately, before too long, the red flags are out, and we need to make our way back to the pits. The gentle cruising does give me time to get the mirrors set and just make sure everything is as it should be. Not ideal situation, but unfortunately that's how testing goes sometimes. And there we go, we can see the reason for the red flag. There's a front wing left halfway round the track. Cadwell is kind of unique. It's just a delightful little track, and this is the road into the assembly area. As you can see, it's just a small track through the woods. I did another couple of sessions testing, but then it became very wet. There was very little point going out in the wet, because I knew the next day was going to be hot. And as you can see, it is roasting hot as we make our way out to qualify for the first race. Now there's a little bit more commitment. I want to get myself in a bit of free air, get myself away from other people, and see if I can put a good time in. I know the track pretty well now, and I think that I can probably qualify quite well. Right, it's time to get down to business. I'm aware this is a short session, only 15 minutes to qualify for the race, and anything can happen. You know, you can pick up a red flag and the session would be suspended, and it may not get much more of an opportunity to put a lap in. So I'm going straight for it. Get the tyres warmed up, get the brakes warmed up, and see what I can do. myself in a good position here for the tricky Halls bends up over the mountain, and what I want to do is just get the RPMs right up. You can see a little flash from the shift light as I'm really pushing the engine as much as I can. Pushing myself as closely as possible to the car in front. In an ideal world, I get an aerodynamic tow off this guy. Pushing as hard as I can, and in my mirrors I see car number 3 of Rick Morris come through. I'm going to try and sit on his tail as long as I can, and maybe he can show me the best way around this track. Try my hardest to stick with the guys in front, but they are getting away from me slightly. This technical part is really hard to get right. In qualifying, the key is to try and build up a sort of rhythm of the lap. The lap timer on the steering wheel does give me an indication of how I'm doing on each lap. I can glance down and see it, but all I need to do is try and focus on nailing every corner as fast as I can, and hopefully the traffic won't get in the way too much. This lap's a bit of a flyer, and then on the right hand side I see a red flag, so that's the end of this lap for me. This time now just to slow the car down, make sure everything's okay, make sure it's not overheating and everything's working as it should. I come to the hairpin and then I see the worst possible thing. It's two teammates have hit each other. Oh my, that's going to be difficult later. I'm not quite sure where they're going to put us. Right, it's going to go into the pits. At Cadwell Park, these pits aren't really used that much, but I think they're hopeful to get those cars out of the way and get us back on our qualifying session pretty quickly. And that was the end of qualifying for me. I find myself in 9th place on the grid, and I'm making my way out to the track for the start of the first race. I'm getting myself settled on the grid. This is the best ever starting position I've had in a Formula Ford race. I'm looking forward, looking for the red lights. There they are, and out they go. Unfortunately, the car bogs down and cars come streaming past me on the right hand side. That's the worst possible start I could have had. Out of position and I'm losing momentum. The revs aren't high enough where I am now, and cars just keep coming by me. I cannot believe I've screwed this start up. I'm really angry with myself, and I'm just not got the pace I really need. I need to push on and try and catch the guys in front. this is really frustrating. I just need to push on as hard as I can, but it's not really enough. I just need to really focus on my line and the braking points, and that will give me the speed I need to catch up with the guys. Now my speed through this section is really bad. I just don't know what the hell's going on. And as I go through the right-hander, I look ahead and people are streaming away. This race turns out to be quite lonely. I lose the pack in front. I end up plodding around on my own, but I try to use this as a testing session for myself to find out where I can work out a bit of extra pace through each corner. And as I glance in my mirrors, I see behind me the race leader is going to come through and lap me. Oh my god, things couldn't be much worse. Down the start finish straight on the right hand side is the checkered flag. So that's it, end of race 1. Right, here we go, race 2. So I'm really focusing on getting a better start this time. I'm looking for the red lights ahead, getting my revs built up towards about 5,000 RPM before I drop the clutch. Let's see how I get on this time. That was a much better start. Alan Finch have got through on the inside, but I'm really got a lot more momentum this time. I can really push on. They got away from me a little bit, but I feel really confident on the brakes. I've caught them up and I just need to sit on the tail of the yellow car in front and wait for my time. As I'm heading towards the mountain, on the left hand side I see a green car. That's Jordan Harrison coming through on the inside. He's a lot faster car than me, and he's trying to make his way back to the front where he belongs. Jordan Harrison slightly spooked the yellow car. Can I dive on the inside? Not quite. He's got away from me this time. first left-hander, I'm absolutely flat out trying to chase down yellow car. Snick down into third. Missed the gear, can't get it in. There it is, and I've lost some more time. But maybe I can make it up on braking at the end of this straight. Braking for the right hander, I can see some smoke. Someone's off on the left hand side, and the cars are slowed down a little bit in front of me, so I'm just pushing on and trying to catch up to the cars in front. Now we're talking. I think we've got a race on here. Corners, Charlie's 1 and 2 are critical. If you can keep your revs up and build some momentum through these corners, you can really capitalise down the straight. And looking ahead, the yellow BRS I think is really making progress on Ben's Van Diemen. Got a bit of momentum here. Maybe I can put a move together. I just need to pick my time carefully and try not to put either of us in any difficult position. I think I've got the speed on Ben and maybe a little bit of momentum. If I can sit in this slipstream, I think I may have a chance to outbrake him on the next corner. Just need to pick my time, not do anything too rash. The last thing I want to do is have a crash with Ben. Here, if I can maintain a degree of momentum and keep super close to Ben through these bends and through the final right-hander, there's a chance I'll be able to accelerate past him on the straight. Accelerate here, there's no power, nothing is working. Oh no, there's something wrong with the car. I'm thinking it's an engine problem, so I think maybe I can nurse it back to the pits. No, there's no chance. Maybe I'm leaking oil. The best thing is I can pull off here and get the car out of the way and hopefully not disrupt the race at all. What a sad way to finish a race weekend. But I guess that's motorsport. I'll park up and I'll watch the rest of the race, standing next to the marshals, and eventually get the car towed back to the pits. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and keep an eye out for the next video. So thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.